Hi there, I'm Sara, and thank you so much for joining me today virtually. Now, I'm going to help you build your stress vitality quotient, and that might seem a little bit strange considering the topic of this talk is Dear Stress, Let's Break Up. But have you ever had a friend who's not had the most successful dating history and they come to you and they say, I am swearing off of all relationships moving forward? I think we do the same thing with stress. We look at all the stress that is bad, and then we try to get rid of all stress. But the advice you would give to your friend is probably, listen, you don't need to swear off of all relationships. You just need to stop having relationships with people that are bad for you and instead give yourself the time to build relationships with people who are good for you, to build healthy relationships. And that is exactly how we are going to look at stress. Because when I even started preparing for this talk, the reality is in the work that you do, when you are fighting for economic justice, you can't take the stress out of the work that you do. If you did, you would compromise your ability to fight for that mission. So we don't want to get rid of all stress. We just want to break up with the stress that isn't good for us so that you can do the work that you are so committed to doing. And in order to do that comes the second part of the equation. That requires energy. And this is what I spend a huge amount of time studying because I look at high performers, I look at leadership, and I look at the difference between people who are running on fumes and those that are firing on all cylinders. And the firing all cylinders can be described as people who are infused with a sense of vitality. And that's the second part of what we are going to talk about. Because if you actually look at this word vitality and you look at the definition of vitality, the definition of vitality is purposeful energy that fuels a full life. Here's the thing. It must be nourished and replenished in order to be sustained. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to try to get you started with a reflection. Now, I appreciate in a virtual environment, half the time we just kick back, we plan to multitask and get some things done at the same time. I know that's what some of you are doing out there. But I even suspect the fact that the work that you do is so stressful, it felt actually stressful to sit down and attend this session. But here's the thing. If you are here, be here. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and I want you to do a reflection because we all know what it looks like and feels like when we're just infused with this energy of vitality because it's the moments we feel most alive. It's when we're in that, I call it that zone of awesome. It's when we're at our very best. That's the reflection I'd like you to do. I want you to write down, what does it look like? What does it feel like when you're at your very best, feeling most alive? Take a minute, capture some of those words. I know for me, I tend to be filled with a sense of curiosity, and I look at problems through this lens of possibility. I actually feel excited trying to figure things out. I find that I am far more patient and able to listen to people. I'm far more present and focused. And this is where I would like to be all of the time. But the reality is, this isn't always the case. Has anybody ever felt like this? Like you roll out of bed and you just feel like, I cannot adult today. I know all the things that I should do. It just feels so difficult to actually do them. This is us running on fumes. Now, for the record, I fundamentally believe that every single virtual presentation requires at least one animal picture. It's brain candy for us. It just makes us feel better.